Well, alrighty, fellas. Good morning. My name is Patrouski, and welcome to day 15, the halfway point, the turning point of the third annual PokeMMO Shiny Wars. And let me tell you, it is close right now, dude. ETG has taken the lead over Eclipse with some massive leaderboard change-ups going into the halfway point of the event, okay? ETG has taken over the lead from Team Eclipse by about 200 to 300 points. I am still rooting for Team Eclipse. It is still anybody's game, but that is definitely a devastating blow to see halfway into the event. Beans is sitting at a beautiful 6,000 points. You got Kraken, you got the Min Dynasty, you got Radiance, you got ETG Team 2, and then in 10th place, you have my team, YouTube.com Patrouski, and Sweetheart Baby is honestly right on our tails. I've been playing 16 hours a day, getting my encounters, doing what I can, as are pretty much all of my teammates. This is just coming down to doing the best we can doing what's in our control, and that's all Shiny War is, man. So good luck to Sweetheart Baby. It's going to be a fucking race. It's going to be a grind, and I am going to do everything within my power to make sure you guys do not take over us, okay? I got to be honest with you. I'm going to do everything I can. But at the same point, I wish you the best of luck. It's going to be an intense race for the next 14 days, the next half of the event for rank 10, bro. Top 10 is still not guaranteed. It is still really intense. I'm currently sitting at 31,000 encounters, like on the 5th shiny heading into war. I think my total count is looking at 186,000. Leppa berries. I've been popping Leppas for about 8 to 10 hours so far on the account. I have already consumed a tremendous amount of Leppas. Let me actually show you guys my Leppa count. I'm going to put my Leppa count actually up here just so you guys can see it. I'm already now down, almost down about 1,000 Leppas since I started popping yesterday. So I'm down 800 Leppas. I've been popping like crazy. It has been an insane boon. I am literally getting like 11 to 1,200 encounters per hour as opposed to 900. I've had like a 25 to 30% increase in encounters per hour because of now being able to use my Leppas and being able to switch to a lot of these winter hunts. So the odds of me, I think this should be my strong half of war. Like from now until the end of war, I should be getting more shinies, more points, and doing better. Hopefully, I'm not free shunting nearly as much. I still have to do like, by my guesstimations, I think I'll still have to do like 10 to 40 hours of free shunting, but I should have about 200 hours of Leppa shunting, and that should give me a massive boost. Now, the odds of me getting a stream today, or sorry, a shiny today, are extremely high. I think that I should end today's stream with around 45,000 encounters. Oh, not stream, I guess. That would be 15 hours of streaming, but I probably should end today's stream with around 40,000 encounters. Maybe 40, maybe a bit more than that. We'll have to see. The odds of me getting a shiny today are extremely high. Like if I get up to 45,000 encounters today, which I think I should be able to, normally I wouldn't say this, but like I'm really hoping that I get a shiny. If I go, I've talked to my wife a little bit about this. Like I've already gone I know I've been on a wet streak, and I know it might be counterintuitive, but Charles, you've been on a wet streak. You know, how could you expect to go wet still? My overall shiny rate is still really not good. I shouldn't say really bad, but like not good. If I were to go super dry again, I'd be super shocked. It'd be pretty shocking. If I go over 50,000 encounters, that is going to suck. That is literally just going to be like the Arceus gods are against me. Okay, like it is what it is. You just do what you can do, and they're against everybody on different teams, and that's just, it is what it is, right? But like, so my encounters in war so far, I'm at 186,000 encounters, 186k. Divided by 4 shinies, my current shiny rate is 46,500, and it should be 27,000, right? So my current shiny rate is like incredibly bad. 46,000 average. Now it's only over a small sample size of 4 shiny hunts, so that's the real, like, I guess the saving grace here, and I'm hoping that evens out. That's why I'm hoping for some good luck. If I go 40k dry for a shiny, even 45k dry, I'm okay with that. Going 50k dry is going to be such a gut punch while still being super overrate and haven't already gone 140k in war. It's going to hurt a little bit. But you know what? 10th place wouldn't taste as good if it didn't hurt a little bit. So let's fucking push through that hurt, keep going. I'm gonna do everything within my goddamn control to get top 10 in this shiny war. Let's get some shinies today, fellas. Yo, what's up? My name's Patrouski. Welcome to another PokeMMO Achievement Showcase, the place where I show off your guys' achievements every single day. You can find the Achievement Showcase chat in my Discord, which is always linked below every stream and every video. Anybody can post in there, so feel free to share your PokeMMO accomplishments or even PokeMMO adjacent accomplishments. If you made a lasagna to prepare for Shiny War, I want to see lasagna pics in that chat, okay? If it is PokeMMO adjacent, I'm so down, okay? But let's go ahead and just jump into today's achievement showcase. First things first, we've got Nala, who said, starting my alt account grind yesterday, rushing the storyline and shiny hunted for Swablu and got a shiny Swablu on an alt account with the IGN shiny Swablu in 2.8 thousand encounters. If that's not poetic, I don't know what is, okay? And you can even see, look at this, they have 13 hours played. 13 hours is just absolutely ridiculous. Congratulations to this gamer. It's to use the advertisement, the extra. Now we got ads playing in the middle of videos. God damn it, Patrouski. Sorry about that. I didn't plan that properly. Anyways, dude, congratulations to you, Nala. That is a fucking sick accomplishment. Next up, we got Chicken Rise. Guys, the Team Shiny buff is real. I got my shiny Smeargle when I applied to Team Rad, but then after I got accepted, I hit 3 more shinies. They got themselves a Litwick. Also, these are great. Look, they're all blue. The triple blue streak. I had something. Wait, okay. This is my greatest PokeMMO conspiracy theory. I'm getting convinced, boys. I'm a big fan of blue shinies, and they're pretty. Who doesn't like blue shinies, right? I also hit a triple streak of blue shinies at one point, 3 shinies in one day, and they were also all blue. It was Ponyta, Ditto, and Dugtrio. And you have Litwick, Dugtrio, Politoed. I don't know if it was in one. I thought it was in one day, but let me go see. Dude, congratulations though, an amazing fucking. It was like they were 5 days apart each. Poliwag was on the 20th, Dugtrio on the 25th. Then live on the 30th. I'm just saying, man. I'm creating conspiracy theories over here. Do monochrome shiny hunts, guys. It works. It helps your RNG, true and real. It's also funny, like, the team buff is such a meme. Like, we've had so many Team Mr. members do that, or so many members of so many different teams when they join, they get a bunch of shinies. There's probably a motivation to, like, shiny hunt a lot harder when you join a team, so I get it, but it's fun. It's a good bit. It's funny. Next up, I got a shiny during the Baniri catch event, and I got the evolution I wanted. If you have to randomly roll this, if you don't know, when you evolve a shiny, look how small he is. When you evolve a shiny, he's so small. When you evolve a shiny Wurmple, it evolves either into Cascoon or Silcoon, and it is random, and you have to like risk that if you want like a Beautifly versus Dustox. So thankfully, they got the roll they wanted, which is like a 50-50, I believe, and got themselves that Beautifly. So congratulations. That's a fucking risky thing to see. And that Wurmple was 104,000 encounters, and it was their second shunt going over 100k. They have gotten only 9 shinies in 429,000 encounters. That gives this gamer an average shiny rate. Fuck the 1 in 30k rate. These guys have an average shiny rate of 1 in 47. I'm sorry, 1 in 47,000. Oh, that makes me want to fucking puke, man. Your average shiny rate over like 9 shinies, like not like a small amount of shines. The bright side is the wet streak is coming, brother. Okay? The wet streak is coming. I believe it. I believe in you. It's going to happen. RNG must even out. Good luck to you, gamer. I wish you the absolute best of luck. I'm excited to see your next achievement showcase being like, I got a Beldum at 500 encounters, and then a Bagon at 2,000 encounters, and then a Bulbasaur at 10k. I can't wait for that achievement showcase post, okay? Next up, shift the links. After Lance was kicking my ass in Johto, I decided to go for my first shiny, and Mew luck happened before I was even officially added to the team. Once again, team luck obviously coming into play, of course. Look at the stats though, underrated like little thing here. 11,000 encounters, pretty nice. Congratulations. Timid nature and 31 speed. This is a really good Politoed in the making. A very good raid Politoed potentially, or even PvP Politoed. You get 31 special attack or whatever and like decent defenses. That is a Politoed in the making, gamer. Congratulations. Next up, just hit this shiny boy from Maximilian. Shiny Pikachu. I don't see a whole lot of... Okay, this sprite is... Wait, what is this sprite mod? I love this. I was about to say, I don't see a whole lot of people shiny hunt Pikachu. It's kind of an undershunted Pokemon, honestly. I like the little orange fella. But, oh, I'm yawning. What? But that, like, dude, what is this? This sprite mod, that actually makes me want to hunt Pikachu. That is a fantastic sprite mod. Anyways, moving on. Next up, we got Chris, okay? Hey, y'all. I got a random ping the other day for this catch event over on the Chinese PokeMMO section of the forums. So for those who don't know, there are Chinese catch events or like Beijing time zone catch events, because it's just so different than the Western world. There's Western world catch events and Chinese catch events, or Beijing time zone, whatever you want to call them. And I think they're at like 3 or 4 a.m. my time zone. They're awful for me, but better for some people, obviously, who live in China. And Australia. Australia players, you have a better chance usually making Beijing time zone catch events than Western world ones. That's why I've always advocated, like, a lot of people complain about, like, oh, I can never make it to catch events, Patrouski, and yada, yada, yada. And if you're in, like, fucking, I mean, hey, if you're like worth casual, more power. I'm not gonna like be a dick, I guess, right? But like, if you live in like New Jersey and you're like, man, Patrouski, I can never make the catch events on Saturday at 2 p.m. And it's like, bro, they're doing Saturday. It's Saturday fucking 2 p.m., bro. The devs are doing the best they can. You gotta fucking find some time. Anyways, but the people who I think get fucked the most are the Australian players. Australian players truly have a hard time making it to catch events because they have to like Google Translate catch events to go to the Beijing time zone ones. They have every right to complain, not the fuckers in New Jersey, okay? I'm sorry if you're from New Jersey. Stop complaining about catch events. Anyways, do what you want to do. Anyways, after a rough translation, I thought, you know what? I could use a break from work at the time, and I decided to take my chances on winning a Beijing time zone catch event and going for that shiny Cryogonal. I was 67,000 encounters dry since my one and only got a shiny Rapidash. What's the hurt? What's the harm, right, of going for this? Well, within 5 minutes of the event, I caught a 163 IV Cryogonal, and it ends up being my first ever catch event win. Also, you won with a 163? I've never thought about that. I wonder if Beijing time zone catch events are less competitive. That would be... Is that the new secret Iron Man tech? That would be really interesting. Anyways, dude, so he ended up winning this shiny, which I love shiny Cryogonal. I think this Pokemon is fucking... It's a love it or hate it. I think it's gorgeous. And then also, they broke their 67,000 encounter dry streak with a Nidorino, like the very next day, it seems like. Maybe that late... Yeah, the next day or late that night, dude. So we got 2 shinies in 24 hours. 1 catch event one, and then 1 wild caught. That's the perfect PokeMMO day, man. That is the perfect PokeMMO day, if you ask me, okay? And we've got, I think 1 more. Let's see, 2 more. Okay. We got OT number 1. So first shiny on the Hoenn locked account. I love restricted accounts like this. Region locked accounts are so fucking cool, man. You have to really, like, it changes the way you play the game dramatically. And you have to really adjust and adapt. And this is so sick to me. And it ended up, he has a video of it, ended up actually being, my headphones in, actually ended up being secret shiny apparently. So let's go ahead and listen to this and see if we can hear it.
Oh my god, I actually got a shiny fucking Silcoon.
Yeah, you don't, so the audio's like muted.
I'm not even kidding.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Oh my god, it's a secret shiny.
Thank you for editing this so cleanly. Holy shit.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Oh my god. Wait, you're actually the luckiest human.
And he's with the boys in Discord. Dude, I couldn't, what a good, I love you. Also, your name is Gunk. Gunk, I love you. I love you for making this account. I love you for recording it. I love you for editing this video. This is a peak. This is peak achievement showcase. Thank you, Gunk. Next up, the final achievement we're going to end today on, and I do have some bad news, okay? Waifu Stealer. I've been a month since I started playing this game, and I finally got my second OT shiny today. Congratulations. Every shiny is fucking meaningful in Pokemon because every shiny is difficult. They got a shiny Litwick at, is there an encounter counter on screen? I don't know if I know the encounter. 29,000 encounters. 29,000 encounters, shiny Litwick. I felt like this one took forever, to be honest, was almost 30k dry. I hope that drier days than this are not ahead of my journey. I am sorry to break the bad news, but there is a very high likelihood that you will go over 30k dry. We have this little thing called Shiny Binomial Distribution. It's called the Absolute Nerd Chart. And to remind players or tell players who maybe don't know, you only have about a 60% chance to get a shiny without donator status. A shiny without donator status at 30,000 encounters is about a 60% chance, which means that 40%-ish of your shiny hunts, almost half. I like to just, just reduce the fucking, just guess me the numbers. About half your shiny hunts go over 30,000 encounters. That's the way to think about it. That's the honest truth. 30,000 encounters does not mean you are owed or expected or entitled to a shiny. It is just the average rate. It is on average. And we have above averages and below averages. And if you, I have to just warn new players and warn people, like, don't get the buildup of 30K is a good milestone, but you are never owed a shiny. And I try to just like tell people, like, you cannot be, but it's hard. You have to, like, it's one of those things. I can sit here and I can say this all day, but you honestly just have to experience it yourself and have to shiny hunt yourself to learn and to get let it click, you know? So I totally get that. Which is a quick reminder, it's good to remember, like, on average, people go dry. And it's like, if you do, another thing is I like to like zoom out and do like broad perspectives, okay? So like going 100,000 encounters dry sounds insane to so many new players and so many players. But it's about a 4% chance, which means that 4 out of every 100 new players, if 100 people start playing PokeMMO for the very first time, 4 of those new players out of 100 will go 100K dry on their very first shiny hunt, on their very first one. That's almost 5%. That's pretty brutal. 4% is almost 5%. But like that's it's a good, like, when you look at things through just your lens, it feels so crazy and extreme. But when you zoom out and view them from like a mass lens, I think it really adds perspective. So that's my little lesson of the day, my little reminder. Honestly, most of you guys know this. My little reminder of the day when it comes to shiny hunting and expectations and just understanding, like, it's all about the journey and appreciating the encounters. And an endgame shunter looks to get their encounters up and has fun along that process and enjoys the journey and the grind. But obviously, shiny hunt however you enjoy. That is the end of today's achievement showcase. Let's see what shenanigans we get up to in today's live stream. Alrighty, fellas, potentially the most important Foodtrouski clip I've ever recorded, okay? My Foodtrouski fruit tier list. Here it is. Here's the breakdown. Here's the honest, correct opinions, okay? You got mango and turbo S tier. You got, like, you know, the easy, like coldest takes in the world. Mango S tier, pineapple S tier, pear, maybe that's less of a, pears are amazing. Kiwi S tier. My favorite fruit of all time is actually persimmons. Now the problem with persimmons is they have like a 2-minute window of when they're at like peak ripeness and like peak firmness and sweetness and deliciousness. So like persimmons have a crazy tight window, but I love persimmons. Persimmons, mangoes, blueberries, kiwis, red grapes, lemons, peach, tangerines, oranges, pears, pineapple, watermelon, and mulberries. I used to have a mulberry bush in my backyard growing up. All S tier, okay? A tier, you got your red apple, your blackberry. This could be S tier though too. White grapes, like, it's tempting. White grapes, cherry, plum, raisins. You got your B tier, you got your green apples, your cranberry, your apricot, your coconut, your dates. Now dates might be a little inflated because at my wedding we had bacon wrapped dates, and it was like the best thing at our wedding. It was, they were like, I've never, they were so good, dude. It was unreal. Gooseberries, limes, pomegranate, raspberry, strawberry, kumquat. C tier, I'm not a banana guy. Honeydew, cantaloupe, fig, nectarine, like a bitter peach. Asian pear, I just prefer the other pear. D tier, I'm not an avocado guy, man. I'm not a, it tastes like bland mush to me, man. I'm not a huge avocado guy. Avocado, D tier. There was an F tier. There was an F tier. These would all be like blood orange, maybe D tier. These two would be F tier. I hate avocado, hate grapefruit, and then I've not had any of these fruits. Listen below. Very important, crucial Foodtrouski take. Feel free to judge my entire personhood on these opinions. Thanks for watching. Not a dumb question at all. Someone said, how is your horde appearing without the panning, the camera movement? I've changed a few of my settings during Shiny Wars, and I just like to change my settings every so often. When I'm shunning for hundreds of hours within 1 month, just visual changes, small things like this, help out a lot in my opinion. Breaking the monotony, breaking the acclimation. So if you go into your settings, one thing I have on, so I have battle background turned off. So like usually I have that turned on. I'll show you that really quick. Like usually this looks like this, and I honestly prefer this, but during Shiny War, once again, to like break acclimation, we're having it off for a little bit. And then the camera pan that you mentioned, I think is under gameplay. Yes, under gameplay, battle camera animation is turned to none. Normally it's on full and it does like this big swing, and I even like the swing honestly because it helps me know when it's time to run from the horde or whatever. But great question. You feel free to, you know, switch up your encounter if you prefer it long term, or for me, like, I just like to switch it up every so often. Great question. I have a question for you. After Shiny Wars, we after Shiny Wars, should we prepare for the next big event in your opinion, or should we stick to last year's event and prepare based on that event, or just prep Leppas, Pokeyen, prepare for when the announcement comes? I think what you're asking, I could correct. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Like, should you do more general prep or should you do more specific prep? So, like, should you prep Pokeyen and, like, you wouldn't really prep Lepa Berries, in my opinion, for event season ever, but should you prep Pokeyen and Lepa Berries, or should you prep, like, specific raid Pokemon? I would encourage you, prep specific raid Pokemon. Raids change like 10% each year. Raids change very little, and they do add new raids. That's the big thing. Like, you know, in the previous year we got a ton of new raids. Didn't we get like Cresselia, Virizion, Cobalion, Terrakion, Meloetta, and then maybe I'm missing something else, like all in the past. Like last year's event season added like 5 new permanent legendaries or some crazy shit. Alpha Articuno was a big one if I recall. Yeah. Which changed trainer reruns, you know, things like that. So raids don't really change too much in balance, like a little bit, like 10%, but they do add a ton of raids. So in my opinion, I definitely recommend watching like 2025's event season prep guides, 2025's Halloween prep guides, 2025's Halloween raid guides, Xmas raids, Lunar New Year raids. All of the, if you prepare all of those raid Pokemon, you will be able to do the 2026 raids almost like 95% guaranteed. I can't, you know, only Sith Steel and Absolutes to be, you know, Mimi, but like it's true. You should be very safe preparing a bunch. Good raid Pokemon are good raid Pokemon in PokeMMO, and they are good across all types of raids. Definitely check. I have a ton of videos that cover like what raid Pokemon to build. You can definitely go ahead and do that. Good luck to you, gamer. And it's also the best time to prepare raid Pokemon because Pokemon are so cheap right now during Shiny War. They're so incredibly cheap. Like good Pokemon will like almost never be cheaper than this. Like 'cause the economy is already low for good IV Pokemon, and then on top of it, it's during Shiny War, so there's like less demand and less supply. So Pokemon are good mons are really cheap right now. When's the best period to sell good IV Alpha Dittos? Maybe during event season, but honestly, because you know what it is? An interesting thing, if you have a stockpile of like good IV Alpha Dittos or just Alpha Dittos in general or Shiny Dittos, something you can do is do the Pumpkin boss on hard mode and get a bunch of the particle effects on Dittos, and that's a really good way to make some Pokeyen. It's a really good way to make a ton of Pokeyen, as well as like kind of make an investment if you want to hold on to them or just sell them in the moment. Dittos with those limited particle effects that can breed with any Pokemon, because those particle effects can usually only be gotten from beating that boss in that time period. Yeah. Park to that's what I do, which is Park's been playing this game for like a billion years, so he knows ball. Yeah, buying shiny Dittos or having alpha Dittos, things like that prior to Halloween events, and then doing that is like a cool way to make an investment or have some unique Dittos. Patrouski, how many hours do you have in this Shiny War? You know what? I relogged right now. Let's just go ahead and check. I start with 225. So you would do 476 minus 225. It's been about 15 days. 251 hours. Now, I think there's some AFK hours in there, to be totally honest with you. Like when I like go to sleep, my game usually stays up, so that adds some time, to be honest with you. So if you want to knock off some time, feel free. It wouldn't hurt my feelings, don't worry. But based on that time, you're looking at divide them across 14 days. Well, plus a few extra hours today. This is not like this is too high. This number is wrong. But I've probably played about 16-17 hours a day average. Is the math. I've played about 16-17 hours a day. God damn it. 16-17 hours a day on average in Shiny War. Which I honestly am impressed. On one side, I'm impressed, but on the other side, I'm like not happy with my logically, I'm doing way more hours than I expected, but I'm still not happy with my performance. But that's kind of just the human experience. So I don't know, man. It is what it is. Having a blast, though. Having fun today, honestly. Over 35k encounters right now. Dude, are you kidding me? This is fucking sick. The Fastest made this for me. Check out the Fastest, who's been streaming a ton of Shiny War on Twitch, by the way. Check out the Fastest on Twitch. Bro, look at this. This is sick. Is it meant to be like RuneScape? It literally looks like the RuneScape like castle type aesthetic with like my Iron Man character. I like the Frankenstein pants, like this ripped pant. And then the Rampardos, like the size of him. And then the Shuckle. Dude, this is fucking awesome. You picked like the most perfect like background. Like I love the Castle Gate aesthetic. That is like totally, I fucking love that shit, man. It's the thing I always try to go for, like in like playing Minecraft or something like that. Dude, that is insane. Thank you so much, the fastest. This like they literally did this for me like for free, like so fucking like out of the goodness of their fucking heart. This looks amazing. This motivates me to keep shiny hunting and to like fucking achieve more shinies so I can get more shit in art like this, dude. The tentacles, the coloring, this looks fucking awesome, dude. Thank you so much, fastest. What the fuck? Absolute cinema, man. I mentioned Cryogonal War, and someone said, what was the Cryogonal thing? Was that last Shiny War? I didn't do the second Shiny War, so I can't speak on it, but the first Shiny War was infamously called Cryogonal Jail, okay? And it was a big deal because the first Shiny War was also 2 months, which was infamously like a huge mistake. Yeah, the first war, they shunted Cryogonal for a whole month. There was a whole 1 month period. Yeah, someone said muting because PTSD trigger. Like, most of the best shutters in the game literally are fucking traumatized. Not actually, you know what I mean, but like, jokingly traumatized by Cryogonal, like in Cubchoo, because it was the most efficient. It was just it was the best points. There was no individual species clause and no like dupe species clause. There was no rules around this. So what happened was players calculated and found out that hunting at Cryogonal was just the best points per hour. So they had to do it for the entire month. So to win the first Shiny War, or even to place or do well or whatever, people ended up with like 10 Cryogonals and like 20 Cubchoos. Like disgusting amounts of the same duplicate shiny. The shiny Cryogonal market was fucked for like 2 years because it's a genderless Pokemon. Like it had such ramifications on people's shinies, quantities. It'll never be forgotten, bro. If you see anybody on like shinyboard.com or like shinyboard leaderboards or whatever with a ton of Cubchoos and Cryogonals, you can almost always guarantee that they were in the first Shiny War. I don't know the second one well enough and how much that impacted that, but the first Shiny War was like insane because it was a full month of like literally 1 full month of like you could not leave this cave. Like you were in, imagine being in one deep dark spot in a cave within Pokemon for 1 month. People would pay other people to bust them Leppa berries. So they would buy Leppa berries, pay the person extra to travel deep inside the cave to trade them the Leppas so they didn't have to leave and waste time. It was insane. Xanarchy just went and grabbed the math. Thank you so much. Cubchoo, shiny Cubchoo was caught 538 times. In the first Shiny War, there were 538 Cubchoos caught and 421 Cryogonals across only 50 teams, as the first Shiny War had a 50 team maximum. So it was insane, dude. Absolutely crazy. Dude, someone messaged me and was like, bro, I have a 5x31 Alpha Ditto from like 2 years ago that I've kept for a while. Like, should I sell? I was like, there's not really a reason not to sell an Alpha Ditto. Like shinies, you know, that's one thing. If you want to keep it for collective purposes, you know, that's one thing to consider. But like, I think it's fine to just go ahead and sell something like this. But this is nuts. 5x31 Alpha Ditto Adamant. This is the perfect breeder for a Tauros. Like, this is gonna be like really, really good money, bro. The cheapest 5x31 Alpha Ditto, we just checked. I think it's like 5 or 3 mil. The cheapest 5x31 Ditto, let me see. It's 3 mil. And yours is Adamant, which is like, dude, yours being Adamant, like one of the best natures. I don't know what you want to try to sell it for. Like, you could try to, I don't know the right price on this. I don't want to like give you advice and then be like wrong. You could probably sell, like, do you try, like, are these numbers just ridiculous is the question? You could try to sell this for like 8 mil or some shit, I feel like, dude. Like, it's just so like, this is there's no other, or like 10 mil. There's no other Adamant one. It's so rare. It's the only way to get a 5x31 Tauros. It's the only way. You could list it for 5 or for 10 mil and just see what happens. I don't know if it'll sell for that, but like, I'd aim high and bring it down. Yeah, that's like my recommendation for something like that's so rare like that. And they could also keep it in Alpha Tauros, which is nuts. I would start at like 10 mil. Like high, I would just start at 10 mil and slowly tick it down if you want to. But that's like a sick Ditto, man. Imagine catching an Alpha Ditto and being able to sell it for like 10 mil. Like, what a crazy, like, yeah, this is not like price advice because I just don't know. But if I were you, I would start at 10 mil and just go down, you know, type beat. That's insane, man. Good luck to you on the sale. That is a crazy, crazy Pokemon. It's a really cool one to see, man. Really, really rare. Dude, shout out to Nightmare, who managed to have the quickest Cryogonal jail of all time. Got himself a shiny Zangoose at 14,000 encounters, and then got a shiny Cryogonal 10 encounters later. A 10 encounter clean shiny Cryogonal. That is fucking beautiful, dude. And to have it in your OT, collector's item for the rest of time. That is fucking iconic, bro. Congratulations, man. Supa, you just saved my butt, bro. Reminder, the Eagles-Ravens game starts in 3 minutes. I cannot wait to watch that. And on that note, that's where I'm actually going to go ahead and call today's stream so I can go enjoy that game and also do some shiny hunting. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Dislike if not. Subscribe for daily PokeMMO videos every single day. Discord's down below if you're interested. And if you want to go above and beyond and support the content, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal and Venmo donations have allowed me to do this shiny war to my utmost ability. Thank you guys again for watching. Have a great day. I will see you guys later. But for now, peace Reno. Yo, what's up? Outro Patrouski here, and I want to take this moment to say thank you to everybody who goes above and beyond, and thank you as the viewer to making it to the end of the video. I hope it was helpful today and maybe even a little bit of fun. Thanks again for watching, and have a good one.